Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 2, Episode 11, The Grand Dom Sham. Now, the episode starts off with, we see Charisse, Ashley, as well as Robin. They're in one van because they're kind of discussing what happened when Robin went and confronted Karen. And Robin's version of it is, whoa, she got huffy with me because she was clearly trying to hide something, and I was just telling her, what she did was wrong, and based on her version of etiquette, that wasn't appropriate. And everyone in that van is essentially saying, there's something off with Karen, that she's acting weird. And that's why I said, too. Now, Karen's in the other van. She's with Giselle and Monique, which, again, it's just weird how these two groups became two groups because of, oh, let me go and be with you guys since this one isn't talking to me or anything like that. But nothing much is going on in that van ride. It's just more so about, okay, we're going to have a united front. This day was thrown together by Charisse. Charisse still feels a certain way that Karen went and did what she did, even though I believe, if I remember correctly, Charisse was supposed to have planned that little war sports things for the ladies, and Karen went and did that thing behind everyone else's back, which when she explains it, I completely get why she did it. I have no issues with her doing it. And the thing is, they're grown, so it's like, okay, if your feelings are going to be hurt, they're going to be hurt. I can't do anything to help you regarding that. Well, I have done it that way. I would have possibly found another way to do it, or at least told Charisse so that it's like, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is when I have to do it. Sorry. But sometimes in life, you don't necessarily owe anyone a true explanation unless it was planned out, which it was. I know I just did a roundabout way of saying that I wouldn't have done it that way, that Karen did it, but I'm not offended that she did it that way. Now, it looks like Charisse has put together this sunset cruise. It's definitely with some movers and shakers there in Bermuda because that's how they roll. And everyone gets on the boat. It's like, hey, hey. Everyone loves each other. And then we even see this moment where Monique and Giselle hug. And Robin looked at it like, if this isn't the fakest thing I've ever saw in life. And Giselle said, no, we made amends. It's cool. It was never that deep, our issues, so we're fine. Now, again, there's a lot of guys on there, so now we know that Charisse and Robin, they're technically available. Charisse sits down next to this guy, and this guy, who she thinks that is feeling her, says, you know that girl in the blue? Yeah, with those eyes? Yeah, I want her. I want her. Charisse is like, okay. But Robin, come here for a moment. Robin comes in. The guy, he's definitely gives off, I guess, more so like a metrosexual type of feel, which automatically I said, this isn't going to work for this group, dude. This is not going to work for this group. And that's definitely not Robin's type. So Robin was there, and she instantly was like, this guy's creepy. It was like, oh, your legs are shaved. Your legs are smoother than mine. Okay. He was like, oh, do you want to feel? It's like, well, if you do, just one finger, not two. I said, what? What are we talking about again? And then it goes from that to, what happened to your ankle? Well, it was during, this sexcapade. I was like, all right, we're done here. We're done here. This is weird. The vibes are off. So we're going to go up top. Now, when they were up top, again, that's when Giselle said Monique and I had to come to Jesus moment because we realized it wasn't that serious. And she's afraid of water. So I was just encouraging her. And it was a cool time. Charisse says, I'm happy that you two got along. I'm still trying to figure out what my issue is with Karen. And not what my issue is, but why Karen and I aren't seeing eye to eye right now. And Karen is talking to Ashley and Monique. And Karen just feels a certain way because she doesn't get why Charisse is coming at her some way, or it's kind of giving her the cold shoulder, or why she's making a big deal out of things that aren't a big deal. So Giselle decides, hey, everyone else, let's go to this end. Let these two ladies have a talk. These two ladies being Karen and Charisse. Now Karen and Charisse have a conversation that goes left quickly. All they're doing is throwing blows. They can't come to agreement regarding how one person feels about, planning that extra bonding trip and moment for the two ladies that were feuding, or at least had major issues with each other, and how the other one says, just you should have just told me. You should have just told me. The other one says, that's great. I don't have to tell you a dang thing. Well, what about how this trip's been going? Even though we're supposed to be playing. No, we're not playing together. I'm doing whatever I want. So it's like, clearly you have some issues going on in your personal life. Clearly you have some issues going on in your personal life. You know what? I'm tired of this Dusty B. I should, oh no, she did not. You're acting like a Dusty B right now. A Dusty, thirsty B, and I'm tired of it. So, well, that's interesting because I planned this trip. He was like, yeah, and you know what, this little event, it was cute, it was something, so I guess you can get a couple of claps, a couple of, yeah, but that's it. I looked at this like, nope, this isn't going to bode well for either of them. But you know what? I clearly did the better job with the trip so far. No, I clearly outspend your net worth on this boat trip. I said, whoa. Again, the running theme is, why is Karen moving out of her house quickly? Why is she being secretive about it? Is there issues with the finances with her and the Black Bill Gates? Is that what's going on? And we don't know. We don't know. Is it really our business? No. But what we do know is Karen better watch it. She better watch it in the sense that these ladies are vicious. Remember what they did to Robin. Remember what they did. Well, they couldn't do it to Monique because Monique had it together. But they smell weakness, any type of weakness, and they go. They are like sharks. Now, we see the group divide again, but it's a different version. It's everyone else, and then there's Monique and Karen. Karen just wants to vent. I said, wait a minute, Karen. Charisse is Monique's friend. Close friend. From back in the day. How is this going to go well for you? Speaking about her friend. But let's continue. We continue on, and we find out that Karen's just saying more of the same, how she doesn't understand why someone who's supposed to be her friend, supposed to know her. You know what? I'm glad that you and Giselle got it together and that you're close, but I'm fine with Charisse and I being done because I don't know who this person is. I don't have time for this person. We all have other things going on in life. And Monique was just there like, well, she wasn't nodding because nodding is in silent agreement. So she was just looking like, oh, okay. If you say so. If you say so. And while that was going on, we had the other room. Charisse is just happy, having a good time. They're joking, chit-chatting. Again, the conversation is kind of geared back to Karen. Because it was geared back to two things. Robin was talking about her and this whole trying to get her dating life or potential dating life in order. But then piggybacking off of what's going on with Karen and why is it that Karen is being so secretive with everything and why is it that Karen is moving and no one knows about it and this cash offer and how Charisse just added a champagne room to add value to her house while Karen is moving away. I said, this is too much talk. So it's the next day. And wow, I'm not used to my voice not being affected by my allergies. So I'm sorry. I have to tone it down a little bit. I'm just so happy you're back, even if it's for like 24 hours or so. Now, the thing is that everyone's on their phones. Everyone has well, we won't say everyone, but everyone that we see on their phones, they have international plans. They have international plans, international data plans. And Monique had the best clarity and best sound. I'm just giving it to her right there. So we get through a couple of people. And then we get to Ashley. Ashley has a dummy phone. You know, a phone that can just make calls. I'm not even sure if hers has a camera on it. It looks like one of those track phones that don't even have a camera on it. I said, oh my gosh. I looked at this like, oh no. They joked around originally when the episode started about how, oh, so I guess Daddy only allows you to make calls. I didn't know. She could go on Sprint like I'm on or T-Mobile and get free international. Stop it. Stop it. And on a smartphone. Stop it. She has a conversation with Michael, and Michael's happy to hear her. It sounds like them being absent from each other has made the heart grow fonder, which is always nice. He was saying, you know, I'm in a room full of people and having a meeting, so I can't do the whole lovey-dovey. Okay, I love you too. Smooch, smooch. It's okay. Got the dang phone. Thank you. Karen just leaves a message to Ray and says, you know what? She loves him. Thank you for moving. If she was there, she could. If she was there, she would be happy to help out. Karen doesn't want to deal with that. Karen doesn't like the fact that she's even moving in the first place. So why would she want to? Come on now. Come on now. Now they're in the bus ride, and Ashley wanted to know if it was cricket or croquette. I said, croquette, isn't that food? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that was a food. So now they go there. They have no idea what cricket really is. They just know that it's the highfalutin pastime sport there in Bermuda. So they went, and it was clearly a lot of men are there with the sport. A lot of men are there and partake, obviously, in the sport itself and also being the spectators of it. So they're around people who, let's say, they probably do have money, but traditionally what they would expect as men and refined and have money, those aren't the people that they're around. They can have money, they can personally be refined, they just don't necessarily look it by these ladies' standards. And I appreciate it. And the thing was, I also appreciate the fact that I thought, oh Lord, these women are going to act uncomfortable. But no, they were fine. They were fine with the exception of they had no idea what was going on. They were looking like, can you help me? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Can you please? I thought that we were going to watch some horses and drink some mimosas. And, but what's this? What's the scoring? Oh, he did. Wait, why is that? Where are the bases? There's no bases. What? How you score? I don't know. Oh, you explained it to thank you. I still don't know. Now, Robin, this guy's clearly hitting on Robin, and Robin gives him the cold shoulder. No, she's polite and she responds, but she does the whole, okay, I'm going to respond, but, and I see that you're kind of flirting. I'm not interested, not because of you visually, because he looked like he could have been, you know, Juan's brother, in all honesty. So that wasn't the issue. The issue was that she's not over Juan, and she just hasn't figured it out at that very moment. Now, Giselle sees some guys just like, he kind of looks like a, I guess you can technically say less refined. I hate that because it sounds insulting, but I'm thinking with the mindsets of these, some of the ladies, a less refined and manicured-esque man. Like visually, he's well kept, but instead of just wearing the suits or he's wearing more comfortable and appropriate clothing for the island. But visually, Giselle's like, ha 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 ha. And when she hears him talk, it's just like, oh, I hear some money. I hear some dollars. Damn it, right. Rough around the edges, but got money. Kevin, sorry, dude. Sorry. I said, no, she did not. She did not just do this to this poor. She did not just do this to this poor man. Karen is there. She's, you know, trying to enjoy it even though she's not sure what's going on either. And Charisse and Karen have this weird energy. But now it's a slumber party. Now it's a slumber party. Everyone's there. But why is it that Ashley was wearing, she was wearing something. It was like a cut up top. I said, Ashley, what are you wearing? Ashley said she doesn't have any pajamas. Now I believe it. Ashley seems like someone that sleeps in the nude. So I can believe that she doesn't have pajamas. They were like in the hallway, pretend like you don't know, because I can't. Monique comes, and Monique just frustrated because she's moving into her new house. And everyone's like, okay, congratulations. But she needs help with getting everything set up, and she also wants to do some quick alterations before she moves in. And because now Giselle doesn't have a problem with Monique, now she can use Monique as an example. Monique bought a $5 million home. Monique has no issues staying in her old home while she bought this new one. Monique's balling out here in these streets. Karen, what's going on? I said, this is some fickle mess. So you're telling me because Karen's having whatever issues and she's not being upfront, which we know it'll come out, now everyone's acting like, oh, look at what Monique's doing. Look at what Charisse is doing with the champagne room. And Karen, you're telling us you can't go and do this and that, but you have the Black Bill Gates? Like, what's going on? So they eat, they have their kumbaya moment, and they're having such a nice time and just getting along that they wanted Monique to rap. This is like, what? Finish what you're eating because she was eating some chicken. And she rapped, and then it was really nice because she was rapping, and then it went to Charisse, and then went to Ashley, and it even went to Karen, and they were like, okay, having fun, having good time, good vibes. Monique did bring up something interesting. She said she had a couple of offers, so that wasn't the issue, but everyone that she was meeting up with wanted to sleep with her. They're like, you can have this deal as long as we become sex buddies. And so she said, you know what, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. This isn't what I'm about. Now, the trip is over. The trip is officially over. The ladies are back in Potomac, and it's time for a lot to happen. First off, what should we start with? What do you guys want to start with? Do you want to start with... I guess we can start with Robin. Robin, she's having a moment. She's with her therapy session, and she says that if her therapist was a teacher and going on a date was her homework assignment, then she had a WTF. Well, it was like something something failure or something something failed. It was like, I don't know. But she just realizes that, you know, she needs to get what she has back at home in order. She's not sure if her relationship with Juan is really over, that she wants it to be really over. And because of that, she's decided to tell him how she feels and everything that's been going on and see what he says. But her therapist makes it very clear. After you let your feelings be known, what's your next move? Are you going to A, move on, or B, get stuck in that relationship that's going nowhere if the man tells you he doesn't want to be with you? So she has some work to do, but she's finally starting to see the light. Now Ashley's back and she sees her peeps, you know, her restaurant peeps. They're in this meeting, and her husband says, can I get the room? I just want to talk to my wife for a moment. And Ashley's really happy to see Michael. Like I said, absence makes a heart grow fonder. And she's smiling, and she's cheesing, and she's twirling her hair. And he's like, oh, so I want to have a quick little talking session with you. Do you want to grab a seat? Do you want to stand? She takes a seat. She's like, oh, okay. Now he says, here's the issue. Huh? Don't get mad. This is not what he's saying. I'm paraphrasing. But I went and did a couple of alterations to the business while you were gone. Oh, well, here's the thing. I want you to know that at the end of the day, I want our marriage and our relation, because at first Ash was just like, see, this is how I know that he doesn't respect me, that he's loyal to his money and to his pockets and to his image and not to his wife. And, you know, but this is just going to cause so much problems. This is going to cause so much problems. And the next breath, he says, I'm changing you from general manager of the restaurant to just business owner and overseer. I want our relationship to be better. I'd rather us have a great relationship than have a great business. And then she said, oh, well, I agree. That's all I want too. So just to be clear, Ashley still has a stake in the business and can still have, I guess, some version of say. I think Ashley was upset because her being the manager was her best shot of being able to change things and be really active on a day-to-day basis. But maybe they do need different management, and maybe because it's not his wife, he'll listen to this manager when the manager says, we need to do this and add this to the menu and incorporate this to the menu. Also, since this person will be talking from experience and a proven track record, in all honesty. Now, I'm trying to think, that's great, Ashley, but does this mean you'll be getting some checks from there? Because you still need a plan B. You signed a prenup, so you're not getting anything from Michael. You need a plan B. Now, we're... Charisse throws a champagne room party. Why? Because the room is done. The room is done, and she's like, all right, let's do this. She has her interior designer there. She has all of her girls there. They slowly come in one by one, and the food looks good. The food looks good. So Monique's just talked about how she's still making some changes to the house, but her and Chris are there until like in the morning, and she's just happy that she was able to keep her old home because it's paid off. So they don't have to sell it at all. They can afford to do both. I said that's balling. That's ball. That, that, that is. I respect that immensely. Karen's the last one to come, and the thing is, before Karen comes, they talk about how it's weird because Giselle's here. We're in the street because I guess Giselle's going to be the bone carrier. I thought it was Ashley, but now it looks like it's going to be Giselle. Or maybe it can be split between Ashley and Giselle. We're in the streets that Karen has moved out of her house overnight while we were gone. And she's now somewhere else. Now in Potomac. No one knows where. They just know that she had to move quickly. I'm thinking, of course she had to move quickly. She had a cash offer and the person told her to get out. Once that happens, you don't have any say. She doesn't really have a true place to stay yet. And yes, clearly, if money was no object, then she should have been able to get something in Potomac that she liked or liked enough and then altered it. But again, I find it interesting that now that you're okay with Monique, not that you're necessarily friends with her, but now that you're okay with Monique, now you're using her as an example. See, Monique bought a house for $5 million. No, I think Sharice might have been saying this, so it might have been okay. But someone was saying Monique bought a house for $5 million and is still able to afford to live in her home. The Black Bill Gates isn't able to bankroll something like that himself. Now, you know the ladies are like, because all of them have this dying interest. This happens every season, every couple of episodes where they smell weakness, they smell a crack in someone's foundation, and they just pick. Now again, a lot of times it ends up being for the better, and that's why we'll say with this group. But still, I'm like, this, Karen has actually dialed back the I'm the grand dame type of thing. So I think that in itself should have told us that there's something wrong. So now she's there, and they go into Sharice's champagne room. She even says that the dogs aren't allowed in there. She takes these golden scissors, cuts it, and the room's beautiful. The room's beautiful. You know it costs a nice penny. Monique's talking about how, oh, this chair is perfect for sex, right, Ashley? And Ashley's like, I'm not trying to go and look like the little trollop on this show anymore. Stop it. Stop it. So now they go out of there, and Karen tries to make it seem like, oh, so you ladies know that I now live in Great Falls. We all looked at her like, what? Excuse me? You live where? No, we didn't know. You didn't tell us anything. Like, why are you trying to perpetrate fraud on us? Just like, yeah, we went and moved out. We moved out quickly. And mind you, Monique is in the kitchen. And I thought it was funny because, again, this is brought up about Monique's situation versus Karen's situation. And Monique was drinking, the editor switched to Monique drinking champagne like, nice. I said, they're doing too much. And the thing is, Robin says, well, you know, it's interesting because you said that about the house and all this. So even though I'm not trying to be nosy, even though I am, I just thought it was interesting and thought it would be fair for us to know about this and that. She said, you know what? Not to be rude, but it's none of your business. I said, oh, okay, so it's none of my bleeping business. Got it. And then Ashley was trying to talk. I said, you know what, Ashley? I don't even know why you're talking right now. I said, uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week. Oh, bye.